the arthritis be hitting arthritis be going platinum among the Filipino grandparent community.
Dude, arthritis, gout.
Fucking I just screamed that in the mic. That was really relatable for me. I just screamed gout.
You felt it, dude.
Yeah, I really that's my lola constantly. First of all, another Catholic thing. Why would you say this to a 20-something that has hopefully lots of life to live, is not thinking about this kind of shit? She's like, oh yeah, enjoyed that. Well, you can, because 40, 60 years, gout.
Oh shit, dude.
What?
You're so right.
Why are you saying that to me? I don't even understand gout, honestly. I'd like to keep it that way. Maybe if I just pretend it doesn't exist, then it won't come for me.
Dude, my mom will talk to me about like high blood pressure and then feed me a whole rotisserie chicken right after.
Dude, there's like a big five of like very Filipino ailments. In my opinion.
Ailments.
You're turning into a father.
And I can't even speak
at the end of
anything.
this, you're going to be speaking straight up Ilocano.
That's my fear, is as a senior citizen, I'm just going to have like a thick ass Filipino accent and no language to back up behind it. Like there's no explanation.
It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad.
Am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah.
Okay, great, because it's really hard for me to not. I have
No,
the
it's
worst
completely
mouth
fine. It's
ever.
not like my listener base is only children.
Well, because fucking dude, coaching kids, I don't care. I cuss just like how I always cuss.
You seem like someone that would like throw a basketball at them if they piss you off.
Yeah, but I have like a group of them who are a lot closer to me than the average ones. And those ones I like fully cuss out and everything. Their parents are like, it's all good. Like we know, like you're like her second mom. The other ones I'm like, okay, let me like chill out a little bit. So I just make them run. I make them run 17s, which is sideline to sideline. This way is 1, 2, 3, 4, and they have to do 17 of them in a minute 25. That's their punishment.
Can you bring the mic closer to your face and like closer and then down more so it's not covering your face in the camera?
Oh yeah. Well, I can't even see from here myself because astigmatism, you know. Astigmatism.
Do you have
baddies.
contacts? Are you wearing?
I do, and they're huge.
Whoa, how do you play Wait, you have huge contacts?
Yeah, because I'm so like I cannot see.
How does that work? Or like the thickness is just
thickness, and it's like also like that big, and they still cannot, like, the contact lenses that work for me, they don't even make my fucking prescription because it's so bad. So I just can only get like kind of close.
You're like you're a special case is what it is.
Yeah.
So if you wear like glasses, is it super thick? And your
they're
eyes
supposed
are
to be, but the style I wanted could not provide those. So I was like, well, I already can't fully see on most days when I wear my contacts, so I'm just going to choose up and pick style over good vision.
Gotcha.
So they're actually not thick, but they're supposed to be.
That's the right choice.
Yeah, priorities.
Yeah, fuck driving.
It's like when I missed my graduation, because I graduated in 2020, so they had our actual in-person graduation like the following year. No, 2022.
Okay.
They were like, if you're class of 2020, you can walk with this class as well, and we're going to whatever. And I chose up that day as well. Why? Warriors playoff game. Priorities,
that is. I mean, like 2 years later, what are you gonna like? I don't even remember what I studied if I graduated 2 years before. Like
exactly. I was like, I feel like this is more for my parents. And I was like, do you guys care? And they were like, we would rather be here watching the game as well. And I was like, great.
Dude, my mom is upset at me because I graduated in 2018 and like it's 6 years later and I still don't physically have my diploma. And I'm like, I'm fine. I got a job. I'm employed. I work in the field that I graduated in.
Yeah.
But she wants the piece of paper so bad and she guilt trips me about it.
I have it in my house and I don't know where.
Oh, nice. I mean, like, but it's there physically.
Yeah, it's somewhere like in an envelope. They mailed it to me.
Do your parents like guilt trip you?
No. My mom
a lot
in
of
high
weight
school.
Behind that.
Yeah. So my mom and I went to the same high school, and she was there like on a full ride and grew up with a lot less money. So when I was in high school, first of all, which is like a PWI like prep school in the city, and I work there now, so sorry. But she couldn't do certain things like get the class ring or like buy it like her senior year, like the jackets that the seniors get or like whatever, stuff like that. And I like didn't care about any of those things. And she was like, are you sure? And I'd be like, yeah, like I don't like just save the money. It's like a few $100. Like, why would I do that? And she's like, are you sure? And I'm like, oh my, do you want me to get it? And she's like, I mean, like you'll remember it forever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I feel like you want me to do this because you did. Do you want me to just order it and then you can keep it? So
I vibe with that.
That kind of happened. So like we got everything and it was like, I feel like all for her, which is fine.
Oh my gosh, my mom exactly with every single school picture that we took. She wanted the wallet photos. She wanted it blown up. And like to her, I was the most handsome kid growing up for sure. But like, I mean, James knew me growing up and it's not like I was already blown up. There's no reason why a 100-pound third grader needs to be blown up anymore and put on a frame like this child passed away.
Dude, I was like, I was literally like a D1 prospect in like third grade. I was huge. I was like very tall. And also like we'd go to like Hometown Buffet. Shout out Hometown Buffet.
Shout out to Hometown Buffet.
And they had
man.
like the 12 and under thing where it was like a discounted price. And I'd go there when I was like 9. And my parents would literally have to like bring a copy of my birth certificate, like literally bring a copy of my birth certificate because people would be pressing us at the door. Like that's a 15-year-old.
That's a grown woman.
Yeah. And then I was like full grown in like the 7th grade.
Dude, but life is easier that way, right?
You can reach a lot of shit.
Yeah, because my fiance, she's 4'11", and so you guys are. But
she can get like kids' colorways and shoes.
She can. Oh my gosh,
which are fire.
She has the best colorways, and she spends less money on like kicks.
See.
So, but other than that, everyone is always looking down at her. Whenever I go to like Costco with her, I have to pick her up to go reach certain things.
Yeah, sometimes you just have to like pick her up and let her see parts of the house that she's never seen, like top of the fridge.
Yeah,
you know,
she's never seen. We have a Santo Nino on the top of the fridge that she's never seen before.
Why is it on the top of the fridge?
Because like I have nowhere else to put it. And my mom once again forced me to have this thing in my
blonde?
house. The Santo Nino is brown haired, but has nice curls. It's
ethnic.
Like an ethnic one, yeah. You know, the Filipinos need an ethnic Santo Nino.
Oh yeah, my Lola. Like I still get in trouble at my big age because I have questions about the Santo Nino.
I love big age. I like that.
Well, it feels like I'm too old to be actually for real getting in trouble by like from grandparents, but I do because I'm like, why is white Jesus staring at me menacingly? And it's like, don't talk like that because then you're going to go to a place that's very warm, you know?
Were you a troublemaker growing up?
No. I was like such a rule follower.
You seem like a troublemaker right now.
No, yeah, I would say like in high school, I wasn't a troublemaker. First of all, I did not have time. I was like doing too many things and like commuting to high school and sports and school and whatever. But like, as an adult now, like, I'm like, I behaved so well. And a lot of it was because of anxiety. Because I was like, if I get yelled at by my teacher, this is going to go on my permanent record. Then I'm never going to get into college. And I'm never going to be able to have a job. Like, literally, I was thinking like this, like, as a child. And now I'm like on the other end of it. And I'm like, that did not matter. Like, you know? So before it's really funny because he got to see the home videos. And around my family when I was little, if you just saw tapes of that, I seemed like a complete extrovert because I was very comfortable around my family. But like I was actually so shy around anyone else. I was like very well behaved because I was just scared to do anything. Like I was like not talking that much, not really. I don't know. Complete 180 actually.
Sometimes that like level of paranoia growing up though is necessary to like succeed in things. You know, I think you and I can vibe off of like being performers and creatives. Like we scrutinize ourselves.
Oh my gosh.
And sometimes it's the perfect balance where it's like healthy and like then we get good at our shit.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we just go off the deep end and it's kind of like now we're just not releasing things and now we're beating ourselves up way too much and like we pacify ourselves.
Yeah, I'm definitely more of the deep end type.
How so? Break that down, please.
Okay. So that will definitely keep me from releasing things on time. I won't sit on things forever, but I'll be like, I'm just so particular and such a like, I feel like everyone calls himself a perfectionist, but it's like, my perfectionism is way too much. Like I have to be saved for myself all of the time.
What
like,
are some examples of your perfectionism then?
Okay, this is actually not from now. This is from when I was like 10 years old, maybe. But like this, I feel like this gives a lot of insight. When I was around that age, like 10 or 11, I obviously was very obsessed with basketball at the time, still am. And I just was not confident in my left hand, my non-dominant hand. And I was like, I need to get like better at ball handling with my left hand.
Whoa.
No one told me this. My mom was my coach and she was like the chillest coach. Like literally no one was on me about this. And I was like, I have to get better. Like the time is now. How do I do this? Like how do I put in extra hours? And I was like, you know how to go above and beyond? Let me force myself to, whenever I use one utensil, because you know Filipinos, 2 utensils.
Yeah.
So whenever it was only one utensil, this applied. But I was like, I'm only gonna allow myself to use my left hand. And that lasted for like 6 years.
Wow, you are way more disciplined. At what age was that?
Like 10, 11.
You're more disciplined than full-grown adults.
No, yeah. My mom's always like, you're really disciplined. It's kind of scary. I'm kind of sort of type A with things like that.
But that's why you get hella good at stuff, dude. That's why, I mean,
Hey.
that has to translate into your singing, right?
I'd like to think. But sometimes like when I work with producers or engineers or whatever, they're like, okay, stop. Like this is fine. Like no one's going to hear that. And I'm like, but I hear it. And that's enough.
But no one's ever actually going to talk to you like that upon the first meet. James will talk to you like that. Shout out Future James. He's in the studio, by the way.
Yeah, that's why I keep looking over there. I feel eyes on me.
She's just being mean to my wall right now.
Yeah. There's no one over there.
No, but like upon your guys' first meet, there's no way he was going to be like, okay, just stop right there. We got it, Tyler. That's enough.
He was like, this was my impression of our first time working together is more like, okay, like this is what I'm dealing with. Yeah, that was great. God, that's how I envision his perspective
On you.
Yes.
Okay. All right. No, he's just like, why? Was he super quiet when you guys first started? Like...
Yeah, and I'm very intense. But however intense I seem now, I'm like way more intense when it comes to like basketball and music.
I function way better. Like I have better chemistry with very intense people.
Yeah.
Because you kind of put it on the table. You know?
Yeah.
There's some like quiet people like where like I'm like, what the fuck are you thinking? Did
That
I
makes
offend
me.
you?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to have to hyper analyze what you're like. I need you to tell me what's happening. You know, because I can't. That's why one of my like indicators of if I'm gonna vibe well with this person, and I'm so sorry, this is a virtuous trait if you don't cuss. But if you're one of those people, I'm like scared to be your friend because I'm like, I'm gonna corrupt you.
Yeah. Oh my God. Do you remember the first time you cussed?
I was so small.
Oh, really?
I can say confidently I was cussing since at least the second grade.
That's early.
Yeah.
I didn't start until like freshman year of high school.
No, my parents were like, you just can't, like, you need to understand that you can't say it around most company, like adults, like that's disrespect. Like they taught me like why it's considered disrespectful for kids to cuss. And they were like, you can't cuss at us. You can cuss like in general, like in the home if you want.
Oh, they taught you context.
Yes.
That's
but
dope.
I felt uncomfortable cussing in front of my parents, but my mom was like, okay, the one that you can say in front of us, you can say hella because we're from the Bay and that's not a cuss word.
Oh, I couldn't say that.
Like she literally told me that. And I was like, okay, cool. But everything else, I could not cuss. I didn't start cussing in front of my parents until like, I don't know, halfway through high school. And even then my mom had told me, she was like, in my opinion, the worst cuss word is the F word, quote, the F word. So I didn't start saying that like till college in front of them.
Ooh, you said that late.
Yeah, because I was like, this is my mom's, like, this is the worst one, guys. I can't.
I held all of my cuss words in growing up because my parents would ridicule me for saying, you know, I used to play video games a lot. And I would get mad and I would say like, gosh darn it, darn you, gosh dang it. And my dad came in the room literally and he said, hey, don't cuss like that. That's really bad. And then I got to freshman year and once again I was a bigger boy and I rolled my ankle. And when you roll your ankle as a bigger boy, it's much worse than when you do it as like a normal person. So all of the cuss words that I was just kind of like edging my life with just came out in that moment, and then I've just been a potty mouth since.
Yeah, that's actually I have children that I've coached that are now adults, so this is fine. But they're like, yeah, I didn't really start cussing like that until I played for you because you cuss so much. And I was like, oh, so I'm going to get fired. That's great.
You're a great influence.
Yeah. Cool. I'd like to think that other things are memorable about, you know, and having me as a coach as an experience as a whole. But I guess I guess like they're like, yeah, like before, like I never said holy shit, and now that's like the first thing that comes out of my mouth. I'm like, wow, you came with receipts. Like that was very specific.
They know exactly what they took away from you.
So
you should be proud. There's you're right. It provides texture. When someone doesn't cuss enough, you're like, you are,
because I'm like
a little suspicious.
There's no way you never cuss in your head at least. So at that point, what I'm thinking is you do cuss. It just only happens in your head. You don't let it out, and I don't like that. You're not letting it out. Like, I need to know something.
Dude,
you know?
fuck filters. Let it all out.
I don't have one most of the time.
Yeah.
That's why I'm mean to him.
I feel like you're a very interesting person right off the bat. When you came through to my garage and you already said, I'm sorry I'm late, I have snacks. I was like, I think I'm going to get along with this girl.
Yeah. I can't just like, it's very unprofessional. So I need to like up the professionalism by coming with, like chili cheese, potato skin, TGI Fridays chips.
You came with shit to slow down my heart rate.
Yes.
Which is nuts.
It's good for your health.
What, to be unhealthy?
No, TGI Fridays.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, you're right.
Obviously.
To treat yourself every now and then.
Yes.
Yeah. TGI Friday, yeah.
Did you give anything up for Lent? I'm assuming, this is really Filipino, assuming everyone in the room is Catholic.
Oh, I grew up Catholic. I told you I
Okay.
had a Santo Nino downstairs.
That's true.
Yeah.
But I was just assuming just because I was like, oh,
Why,
three
did you give
Filipinos in a
something
room
up?
is called Mass. No. I stopped giving stuff up when my Lola stopped threatening that I would go to hell. And the last Lent where I gave something up, she was like, well, there's a loophole. And Jesus says you don't have to give something up if you do something extra. So you know what I think you should do? I think for Lent, your commitment should be that you call your Lola every day.
Wow.
And I said, this feels like a scam. Like, I feel at this point you're changing the rules on Jesus. Dude, Jesus really care? Like, you know what I mean?
Dude, she did change the
was
rules
like,
of
what?
Catholicism.
Oh, my Lola she also has anxiety and doesn't know it. So her things with Catholicism are very interesting. Like, she's the type to go to mass every day, every single morning.
Oh, man.
Until like in summers, I would go with her every day. And it's like 30,
Wow.
45-minute masses. Yeah, it was crazy. It wasn't that crazy. Whoever's listening. But she'd be like, yeah, if you go to mass I want to say like first Friday of every month for like X amount of months. I can't even remember it because it was so outlandish. But she's like, it's like an insurance card to heaven. Like it's like an automatic into heaven if you go like the first Friday for like a certain amount of months. And I was like, what?
Yo, she was doing like religion math on you.
No, for real.
That's nuts.
And I'm like, hey, so have you ever heard about this thing called anxiety? I know you have anxiety. And I'm like, never mind. It's not. This is not going to go over well.
Dude, at least your grandma could pronounce anxiety.
Yeah.
The only thing my grandma could pronounce was any Tagalog and thermos and Vicks.
Thermos.
Nasaan yung thermos ko? Oh, man.
Yeah,
My grandma spoke with so much phlegm.
Why do we all have like a shared experience with like English words that Filipinos love to say?
Dude.
Like, I wasn't aware of this until like social media, like in recent years, but like, what are some things like galabanting?
Galabanting?
There's another
galabanting. Tenacious is something that I've heard. Another one that I heard is Pepto Bismol. I mean, usually it's just like medicinal shit.
I was gonna say it's like very much medicinal.
Yeah.
Like my Lola's always like, if I complain about anything, like my head hurts, I feel sick, I have anxiety, or I'm worried about something, anything, magnesium.
Oh, magnesium is their like.
What is that?
It's just as strong as Jesus to them.
Well, I mean,
did you take it? Did
yeah.
you listen?
It may be just as strong as Jesus. Actually, that we might have to check. Who should we ask though?
I mean,
like who's the expert in that field, like in a church field to ask?
I don't think. Do you have the priest's number?
I did go to
right now?
K-8 Catholic school.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that makes sense why you grew up so disciplined too. I mean, with the paranoia
guilt.
and everything. Guilt makes us like fucked up on the inside but talented on the outside.
I have a player that I coached that was like, for Lent I gave up cussing, and this is a older girl who cusses a lot. She's like, I gave up cussing, and I was like, wow, okay, cool, good for you. And she's like, yeah, so every time I forget, I pinched myself really hard. And I was like, that is so Catholic.
That's hella Catholic, man.
That is hella Catholic.
Dude, I think the next step from that is to walk around with a slipper and just smack yourself.
Dude.
You know, just to remind us of our parents. You know,
Chanela.
whenever we do something. Yeah. Was that the weapon of choice that your parents had or your grandma
No, my
had?
parents, my mom was like ahead of the gentle parenting wave. She wasn't 100% a
nice.
gentle parent. Like, she's an Aries, so there was yelling going on. But she was like, I used to get like lit up when I was growing up, so I don't want to do that to you. And I was like, okay, cool. So she would play the mind game with me, like, we're gonna take away privileges, and that worked. That worked. I was like already a really good kid. Like, I really was. I was not getting in trouble or anything. The worst thing was I had an attitude. He can attest. I still have an attitude with my parents, but no, I really do. But like, she'd be like, I'm gonna take away TV privileges, and I'd be like, that's it.
Dude, that works. That shit works.
Oh my God. You didn't have to say anything else.
You know what else works is not necessarily actually getting spanked, but like the threatening of it. My dad, who's this like quiet accountant, used to just like take his belt. He's probably hit me a few times with it, but he used to do this thing where he would loop it and just do like the
yes.
whoosh,
Yeah.
whoosh. And I don't remember it that much. It happened for sure, but I don't remember it that much because people say that you forget trauma. So I think I just pushed it out completely.
You blacked it out.
Yeah, dude. I blacked out probably when it happened.
Dude.
No, daddy, no.
All Filipino babies have a... Dude, I had a Filipino accent.
Oh, me too.
When I was little. But you probably know way more than I do. Like, I don't know anything at this
Tagalog,
point.
you
Yeah.
mean?
I feel like I don't know anything.
Let's test each other. Tell me what you know.
Well, the other thing is my family is very... Half of my Filipino family is like hella white, like straight out of Spain type Filipinos. Like hella mestiza. Like...
Oh.
Hella. Like, people think my Lola is a full American Caucasian woman, and then she starts
Really?
speaking, and they're like, what the fuck is that? Yeah, so growing up, there were a lot of things where I was like, my Filipino friends, like, oh yeah, like, this is relatable, right? Like, this word or this phrase. And they're like, what the fuck? Found out later, it's all Spanish. Which doesn't help how people literally think I'm Mexican 24/7.
Oh, shit.
And then, like, a Mexican person will just start talking to me in Spanish, and I actually know Spanish pretty well. And then I'm like, well, fuck, like, I'm going to respond now. But, like, now everyone in the room thinks I'm Mexican.
Wow.
So...
What kind of Spanish words were you throwing around thinking it was, like, Tagalog?
We were saying, like, toalla, like, for, like, a small towel, or, like...
But that is... Whoa. But, like, I feel like that also does...
Well, Filipinos say, like, toalla, because you know how, like, English people are, like, made the English language, and they're like, a double L, you pronounce it as an L. And then Spanish people are like, a double L is a Y. And then Filipinos were like, well, we don't want to step on anyone's toes, so we're going to do both.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You're so... That's...
No, seriously. So
Cuchilla instead of cuchilla.
Dude.
Whoa, you're blowing my mind right
Crazy.
now, dude. That's
Where's
nuts.
well, how do you say like a handkerchief? Because that's what I'm getting.
My dad only said it in an accent, so that's all I... Yeah.
Like how?
Handkerchief.
What was it? Handkerchief.
Handkerchief. Oh man, dude, and my dad would always like, he has the same handkerchief for like the past 30
Like
years.
in his pocket?
Dude, in
fucking gross as
dude,
shit,
in Catholic mass, in mass, if I ever had a runny nose, he'd just give me his. And I just go fucking ham on that shit. And then I give it back and he just put it back. And I'm sure that same handkerchief, unwashed, came back next Sunday. You know?
Wow.
Dude.
And that was the start of COVID.
Oh man, dude, yeah. Was it COVID or fucking dengue fever that we were all getting? Because that shit was Filipino as fuck, man. Even mosquitoes were like, whoa, why are you guys sharing handkerchiefs, man? That's gross.
Oh my God, bro. Mosquitoes are coming back out.
Because it's getting
they
warmer
are.
right now.
Yeah, they came out for one day last week
Yo,
where I live.
And we got that brown blood.
Oh, as my Lola says, the mosquitoes think I'm delicious. And I'm like, that is so like main character. I wish I could communicate things that way to grandparents. Like sometimes there's just like, there's not a direct translation. You just have to be like, oh, that's very like main character syndrome.
Yeah, you can't be like, grandma, like in essence, you're an NPC. Like they're not going to understand that.
Yeah.
That's so NPC of you, grandma.
Yeah.
They're not going to
I
understand.
wish.
Nah, dude. My grandma was at least like you could communicate with her. My grandma was so Filipino, like where she would just give me $5 and I'd run away. And she was the type of Filipino that cleaned so much. She would wipe so much that her thumb was literally bent from wiping. It was dude, her thumb alone was throwing up gang signs.
Bro, the arthritis be hitting arthritis be going platinum among the Filipino grandparent community.
Dude, arthritis, gout. Fucking
I just screamed that in the mic. That was really relatable for me. I just screamed gout.
You felt it, dude.
Yeah, I really that's my Lola constantly. First of all, another Catholic thing. Why would you say this to a 20-something that has hopefully lots of life to live, is not thinking about this kind of shit? She's like, oh yeah, enjoyed that? Well, you can, because 40, 60 years, gout.
Oh shit, dude.
What?
You're so right.
Why are you saying that to me? I don't even understand gout, honestly. I'd like to keep it that way. Maybe if I just pretend it doesn't exist, that it won't come for me.
Dude, my mom will talk to me about like high blood pressure and then feed me a whole rotisserie chicken right after.
Dude, there's like a big five of like very Filipino ailments. In my opinion.
Ailments.
You're turning into a frog.
And I can't even speak
At the end of this, you're going to be speaking straight up Ilocano.
That's my fear, is as a senior citizen, I'm just going to have like a thick ass Filipino accent and no language to back up behind it. Like there's no explanation. It's like, no, I was literally born in the Bay Area. No. But it's like gout, arthritis, eczema.
Oh, that's a thing in the Filipino
This guy just
community.
pointed at me when I said eczema, just for context, since no one can see. I said eczema, he said.
Yeah, I had eczema growing up.
You know what she did?
I did.
Oh, you did? It's a thing, man, which makes, like, I don't know. You feel like Filipino skin could endure eczema or dryness because we're in the like blazing hot sun in a third world country, right?
I'm always cold. That's my thing.
But that's a girl thing, I would say. Yeah, man.
Okay, my best friend is also, well, we're both anemic. That's another thing.
That's
I don't know what like how the Venn diagram looks with this. Like I don't know if like anemic girls were like at the center. You know?
Anemic girls are just that much colder.
Oh, like I'm constantly, it's rare that I'm hot. Very like
Would you
middle
say
of
that
June.
you're cold-hearted? Is that why?
Hey. Let's ask the audience. Let's ask the live audience.
You had this.
Sometimes.
You had
what?
this. What?
I mean, sometimes.
Oh yeah, mean.
You scared the shit out of me when you asked me that, by the way. You're like, I'm what?
No,
She does have a demanding voice. Like if you were
Yeah.
to coach me in basketball, I'll get good tomorrow.
I'm very.
I promise.
It's also just. Oh my god. It's also just my face. Like my humor. I deliver things so like dry and just deadpan. Like, and I'm fully joking most of the time, but also some of it is like, I just want to see how long you're gonna believe me. I mean, what else am I supposed to do with a theater degree?
Ooh,
I have to,
you did theater?
I did.
Wow.
Yeah, so I got that degree, so that's super useful.
Whoa. What are you leaning forward for? We gotta get James a mic. I should have just given you a mic. Yeah, theater. Because I was gonna be a theater major when I was in community college, and then my parents were just like, you know, well-being, you know, like sustainability, consistency and stability. You know?
My parents were the opposite. I like never allowed myself to do super fun stuff because I was always like, my life is so like it's over. I'm so old, and they're like, you're literally 18. Chill. Like my first school I was a major in comparative ethnic studies, which is why I get real #political and shit, you know. And then I transferred because I was like, I want to be a performer in whatever capacity life allows me. Obviously, like I wanted to make my own music and whatever. At the time, I didn't know if that was actually going to be possible. So I was just like, I know that I want to do something creative and I want to do performing arts. And I really like took the craft seriously in that regard, which honestly shouldn't even go in quotation marks because sometimes people with live performing, I'm like, it's fine. People don't come out the womb good live performers.
No.
But like, it's something you need to practice also. Yeah. It's just like anything else. Anyways, so I was like, I want to transfer, and I think doing like theater arts and drama would be a good major to like give me all the skills and like really like foundational skills. Like I had like a voice class where it was like 3 hours of understanding how to use your diaphragm properly and like laying on the ground and doing different breathing exercises.
Oh, dude. I mean, like I had some weird theater classes where they made us all stand in a circle with a trash can in the middle and just all hawk loogies into the trash can together, COVID or dengue fever. And I think it was just to clear our pathways, you know? And it was like,
God.
What? Because so we could project to the back of the theater more without all this phlegm in my throat.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're probably going to create more phlegm from getting sick from each other's phlegm. Nuts.
The weirdest thing I've done in the... Can I say it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, me? You talking to me?
Yeah, whoever.
Me? Yeah, you could go ahead and say it. There's
Yeah,
weird
sorry.
shit that's said on here.
I'm like looking at myself in these things. I actually can't see myself from here, but
'Cause of your
I feel like a blob.
stigmatism.
Yeah, because of my stigmatism. One class, my senior year, I hope this guy sees this somehow, some way. My best friend's gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. Senior year, SF State, theater department. I took a directing class. In this directing class, a lot of the people who were in the class were also actors.
Mm-hmm.
And when you would direct a scene, you would have to like source your own actors. So you could ask people from outside the class, that was okay. But like I said, we had a lot of actors in the class, so a lot of people would like source from the class. So, and also it was good for the actors to get extra practice, like doing scenes and stuff. So this one guy asks me to be in his scene. He's the director in this scene. And he's like, can you play this role? I knew like what the play was. I was like, cool, not that hard of a scene. Part of the scene, so it's a couple and they have like this fight and the scene is like they're on an ice skating date. This man made me pretend skate in my fucking socks around the black box theater.
You're going like this.
So first of all, he brings the costume. I'm in like a crew neck, a beanie with a pom-pom on the top, a scarf. Like, I was so pissed. I was so pissed to be in this scene. And he's like, so we're going to skate. Like, you're going to ice skate. And I was like, so you want me to literally, like, not just like in the scene, like how I'm getting around. Like, he wanted a part of the scene to be like a little interlude in which we are skating. And he goes, so here's what's going to happen in this interlude. So you guys are going to skate holding hands in your socks. And to simulate time passing, I'm going to cut the lights on and off when you get to different parts of the room. But this is happening in a black box theater. So everyone in the room can still see us in the dark.
Yeah.
So we're like skating, skate, run to one of our spots. And then he's like, cuts on the lights and like, we're posed. Cuts it off again. And we fake skate some more. And this is supposed to be happening in the dark. Everyone can see us. People are laughing. And I was like, the last rehearsal we had before actually doing the final scene, I was like, let me just get this straight. You want me to really do all of these things? And he was like, yes. And I was like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay. And like cardinal rule for theater is like, you don't tell the director what to do. Some directors are cooler than others. And they're like, they want input from the actor because you did the character work. Like you probably know more about the character than me at this point or whatever. Not this guy.
This guy was like, what I'm doing is prolific.
I was just, so to this day, my best friend's like, dude, remember when you had to fake ice skate? And has a picture of it.
So funny.
Snuck a picture, which is against the rules, dude.
Oh, yeah, that's
Snuck a
against
picture.
theater rules.
Oh, my God.
I was in this play, and the only play I did in community college, it was like this comedy play. And at the end of it,
Do you remember what it was?
it was called All in the Timing.
Okay.
So it was just like a string of like comedic shorts.
Fun.
And at the end of it, she made us get into like zombie makeup, and she made us do the Thriller dance in front of all these people because she was trying to send this message of like, and she was trying to be prolific with it, and she was trying to do this thing like where she would plant an actor in between each of the shorts in the audience, and then they'd be like boo, or they'd be super loud on their phone or something like that. And it was like a message of like, every single time you pick up your phone or text during a play or performance, you're killing the actors because they live for this. So at the end, we were all dead, and then we did Thriller, and it was just like, I didn't sign up for this.
What a message.
What a message.
Wow. Her mind.
Her mind is something else. Hey, but you like came out of all this stuff. I mean, obviously gave you like stage presence and like performance skills because you don't function off of compliments, but I'm just going to get like just bombard
Oh,
you with
shit.
compliments right now, and then don't hate
Look
me.
straight in the camera. Oh shit.
But you're good as fuck. You're really,
Oh, cool.
really
Cool.
talented. You're so, the first time I heard of you was like when James started doing some stuff with you, and like you guys did Fool 5 You, little, and like there's like a visual of it, and you guys are like a park on the steps and whatnot.
I'm trying aimlessly. Pain and pleasure ain't so different since we made them priorities. Now I smoke with anyone who will listen. Baby, won't hold me if you don't want me. And he ain't moving music.
And so like I started peeping your stuff more, and right off the bat, probably the best vibrato I've ever heard. Wow. Such masterful vibrato. And there's like,
I had
there's
no
a
idea that's what you're going to say.
It's a
Thank
fucking
you.
science to it, like the way you bend the sound in the vibrato, and like the distance in between each bend is just
I appreciate that. Oh my gosh.
absolutely
My
impeccable.
my Lolo's dad was an opera singer. So,
That's where it comes
and my Lolo
from.
is still singing in his Facebook uploads in the Philippines.
I fucking love that.
Yeah, like constantly doing. So I
Have him
I
open for
attribute-
you.
Yeah, dude. Once I showed him a Jeremy Passion song. Shout out Jeremy Passion. When he followed me, dude.
He followed you? That's
Yeah, this is a while
dope.
ago, and I was like, I don't care about like how big someone's following is or whatever. For me and that middle school era of the YouTube Filipino royalty, I was
Yeah.
like, I'm so here. I was like, I'm trying to figure out how to message him back without seeming so weird and being like, you literally occupied every minute of every recess from 6th to 8th grade when I was so cringy and brought some type of string instrument like every day.
You never drank lemonade the same.
You know what's... See, this is why I am a disgrace to both cultures I belong to, both Black people and Filipinos, because, sorry, Jeremy Passion, I'm not a big fan of lemonade.
Whoa. That's
Yeah.
fine. I'm sure he'd be like, I'm not either.
Yeah, he's like, well...
I'm over it if that's the only song that people
okay, I
reference
won't
when
take
they
it
see me.
personally. But yeah, I mean, I actually have a vivid memory of when I was like a kid. Sorry, ADHD shit happening right now. I'm jumping all over the place.
Oh, you're good. Keep going.
But I remember like my mom being like, because my mom did theater as well, but she's like dancer first. That's how she identifies. My mom like was a dance teacher. Like I used to do dance stuff when I was younger, and she's my choreographer. That's neither here nor there. But I identify as a singer first, not a dancer first. My mom is a dancer. That's not me. But she used to be like, how do you do the vibrato? Like when I was like a little kid, like not little kid, but probably like middle school ish. And I'd be like, I don't know, like I'm just copying shit that I hear. And it wasn't until like I started doing theater, and then I was like switching my vibrato when I felt like when I was doing different styles, that I was like, oh, this is like really cool. Like I can actually study how to do this. But before I was just like doing like parrot shit, where I was just like listening to shit and trying to recreate.
And that's how it starts off.
100%.
That's truly how it starts off. And it's kind of like, what kind of music did you grow up with? What's your first memory of music?
I don't know about first. Well, it was always like 90s R&B with my parents.
And that comes out in your voice.
I
as
hope so.
well.
And my
So
grandparents was jazz, but that wasn't like my earliest memories. Jazz is my favorite music.
Jazz is so good. Yeah.
And R&B is like, if jazz is like 1, I would say like R&B is like 1A. Like it's a very close race. But Usher's Confessions album,
just change your life.
that's literally how I learned runs.
Dude, the fact that, so like my family didn't like really grow up. Like I knew R&B through 106, through like listening to that with my cousins and whatnot. But like my mom says that like the first thing that I ever did musically was like when I was 2 years old, which I don't fucking believe. She said I
That's
was
every Filipino.
in the car. She said I was singing Unchained Melody by the Righteous Brothers. And then
I'm about to take this off and walk out. That is the most Filipino ass story I've ever heard.
dude, yeah, can you imagine like me being a kid before I could really before I had a
Dude.
frontal lobe, I was singing the Righteous Brothers.
Dude, making your mom so proud. Unchained
So
Melody. Wow.
Crazy. What's up?
MYMP.
MYMP?
Yeah, make your mama proud. You never
Dude,
heard of MYMP?
I've never heard of that acronym. What? Maybe because I
Dude,
never
kick
made my
this
mama
guy
proud.
out. Get him out of here.
It was a big band.
Dude, this guy's saying weird
It's a big
shit.
Filipino band.
The only Filipino band that I know is
What?
VST and Company.
MYMP, yeah. They did like covers of like 90s, kind of 80s music.
And you've never sent this to me.
Whoa, you just gotta send it to us, dude.
Cool.
I grew up listening to
Wow.
You guys ever have a moment where you're like, oh, this is how little I mean to a friend?
that. No, I just thought that was like a thing that I thought at least you would know.
Dude, I never heard of it. Well, maybe I know a song. You're just gonna have to send it to me.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, way to hijack. Jeez. So this is how I'm usually mean to James. he just it's mostly jokes. Mostly. You decide what percentage.
So you grew up with R&B and
R&B.
jazz from your grandparents.
Some old school hip hop too, but like I naturally gravitated toward the R&B. So that was pretty much.
And that makes sense. The fact that you could do runs, like it's such a blessing because I wasn't able to. Runs are tough for me. Like I have I have like maybe 2 runs in my pocket that I just kind of like
That's fair.
replicate and put around, right? But that's because I grew up listening mostly to like a lot of like jazz standards, like Frank Sinatra, a
Oh
lot
my
of
God.
like Rat Pack, and they don't really do runs. And so like all I know how to do is kind of just sing in that space and that music.
Frank Sinatra though, he has like an Ultimate Classics album. I know every like ad lib to that. That's the other thing is at the time I probably wasn't clocking that it was ADHD, but it totally was that I would like hear all of these little parts of the song like it was the melody. Like it wasn't me trying to be like a savant because that's not what it was. It was just like I memorized all of Usher's ad libs to like that whole album because I was like, well, this is part of like the main vocal line. And then like my parents would be like, how do you know all of these like little things that he's saying? And I'm like, I thought that was like part of it.
Well, it goes back to your attention to detail, like how you would focus on your left hand because you weren't as good with it when you're playing basketball. You're focusing on all the little things at such a young age, which, you know, you're not trying to be a savant, but what you're subtly and subconsciously putting out there is that you're a savant.
Yeah. I mean, I was I was very intense about like, I used to watch BTS stuff and like interviews from like Beyonce and like Destiny's Child is like my favorite R&B group because
I mean
aside from
a
Cheetah
good
Girls,
one.
like let's be serious.
Cheetah Girls up there.
Dude,
Fucking up there.
By the way, just in case no one's heard, by the time you watch this, I'm talking to my mom, who's going to be the viewer on this. Cheetah Girls is probably coming out with something. Raven Simone just hinted that something's happening, and I was a Cheetah Girls girl.
I'm going to have Raven Simone on next week.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. I hope you know I'm kidding.
No.
No,
It's
yeah,
this-
absolutely.
Wait, it's serious. She's going to be here, actually.
Yeah, she's going to be here, and you're going to co-host with me when she
Yeah.
comes.
I heard that you scheduled it, like, so it was her one week, and then it was like the girl who played Chelsea from That's So Raven.
But not Orlando Brown.
Yeah, no. You could maybe do like a Zoom interview, but something where you can cut it off if you need to.
Dude, he'll fucking cut my head off before I could cut it off.
That's also
you know?
fair.
It's
Yeah.
a little scary right now.
He should go on, what is that show? Baddies West?
What is it? Is it that they just interview a bunch of baddies?
No, it's like, the thing is, there's not really a plot to the show. It's like, let's get a bunch of girls on here, and then we're just gonna like actively facilitate them fist fighting constantly. That's literally what it is, right?
Like Krishan.
Yeah.
What?
Like,
And they
that's
just
how, like,
throw
a
Orlando
lot of-
Brown in the middle of
He
that
would fit
and you
right
just get
in.
whomped?
Set up a fade for like Krishan and someone else.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like they already do that a lot on regular reality shows, but like that show is like straight MMA.
Wow. It just fights left and right.
Yeah, like I don't even understand, like, is it even like a competition? I don't even know.
Well, it's because us as viewers, we keep positively reinforcing
Yes.
the violence because they could see the statistics when the
Yeah.
viewership goes up when there's a fist fight.
Oh, when there's a fight on my timeline, I'm watching it.
Watching it. Oh shit! I grew up on fucking I Love New York. I grew up on
I Love New York. For the Love of Ray J.
Yes. Fucking what's the one that spun off of I Love New York? The two dudes, Chance and
Real.
Chance and Real.
Real Chance of Love or something.
And they were just brothers that both got all these.
And one of them had a silk press.
Yeah.
It all started with Flavor Flav.
Yeah,
it all started with Flavor Flav.
Yes.
Crazy. And the fact that people wanted to marry Flavor Flav.
Dude. Wild.
I have no clue. I mean,
I'm so happy I turned out okay. I'd like to think I turned out okay because I remember being a little girl and being like, if I had to choose a girl off of Flavor Flav that I identify with, I'd probably pick Hoops.
Yeah. Hoops. Dude.
That is wild. Like if a kid said that to me today, I'd be like, I'm going to keep an eye on you because you might need guidance.
Dude. I mean, but we were all doing that. When I was watching I Love New York, I think the person that because I was such a fucking nerd, the person that I wanted to see get up there was, you remember the white guy? I think his name was Jeff or something. He was the only white guy there that wore like short sleeve polos that didn't fit correctly, and he spoke like this, but for some reason he was thrown on there just for the content.
Yeah.
And I was eating that shit up.
There was always like that one guy where New York would be like, I don't usually go for you, but I like you.
Yeah, and he
also the nickname process. What?
Crazy.
Like,
and then that's just what they rolled with for the rest of their like
their life.
Their life. They're just like, you know what? I am Hoops.
Yeah. Remember when didn't she like date Shaq? Yeah, and there was like Shaq and Hoops.
Whoa.
No one knows what her name is.
Her real name, dude. Her alias.
Like, New York was the only one where like some people know her name. Oh my God. And then the show New York Goes to Work or whatever. Please tell me you guys have seen this.
Stuff?
Where she's doing like, normal mundane jobs. Like she worked like in a fast food chain.
That's content, baby.
Dude,
that's like that's
show,
how you fucking.
It's all on YouTube, by the way, because sometimes at the end of the night, when you got to take the edge off, you just gotta Google search full episodes that may or may not only be available on Vimeo.
You're on Vimeo. If you're on Vimeo, you're up to no good.
Dude, I will watch full 25-minute episodes of her like at a fast food chain, or like the one where she's like auditioning for gigs and then like
that's great.
It's like down to her and one other girl, and the girl like auditions before her and she leaves and she's like, break a leg, and she goes, what? And she's like, break a leg. And I said break a leg, and she's like, I'm not gonna break a leg. I'm gonna get the part. That's what I'm gonna do. And they have to explain to her in the audition that that means good luck.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah, she told me to like break my legs or something. And they're like, no, she's telling you good luck. It's just like, wow, that content, kids these days will never know.
It ain't the same. I would love to see you in a reality show. What kind of reality show would you do?
Dude.
I think if you did Love is Blind.
I really wanted. Okay, so here's the thing though. I think the first step to being a better human is self-awareness. So I'm going to be self-aware right now. Again, astrology. Sorry, fucking red pill, whoever the fuck is watching. I'm a girl. I'm going to talk about fucking astrology. I'm a Libra. So I need to fucking see people. I'm sorry. It's not the most
You're
important
gonna burst
thing.
through the wall.
It's not the most important thing, but I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna be like, so I know we're not supposed to ask about appearance or like anything like that. How do you season your chicken? You know, like I'm gonna loopholes, fucking loopholes.
And the person's just like, I do egg rolls. I season my egg rolls.
I'm gonna be like, if you don't mention fucking Lowry's or something, like I'm out. If they're like, what do you mean salt and pepper? Get the fuck out of here, Jeff. Next. I would be on Next.
Not even.
I would be on Next.
That's perfect.
No, I would.
Perfect.
Literally, one guy steps off, and what's something like terrible that people wear? That's like so
like in today's fashion, or around the time.
Like something where you're like,
I don't want to offend anyone right now.
Oh, I feel like I'm so offended.
Just say it. You might
I don't
inspire
know.
me.
Okay, got it. Like ripped, acid washed, skinny jeans, like 2010 shit.
Yeah, you're right.
You put your big toe on the ground off that bus. Next. I don't give a fuck.
Next. Okay. What kind of shoe pops out the bus and you're like, next? Or is that something you could work with? You're just like, okay, those are Nikes, but not the Nikes that I like.
If you check all the other boxes and you're the kind of guy that's like, I'm cool with a girl dressing me. You're coming in with humility. I'll work with that. I'll fucking style you. I can't deal with bad choices. And you're like dying on that fucking hill? Why are you dying on the hill of fucking Roshi's? You know? Like, I'm not even dying on any fucking hills.
Dude, I'm not gonna take off these Ultra Boosts.
Dude, like,
Don't
what are we
fucking
doing?
tell me to take off my
Why did
fucking.
that just remind me of like fucking foam posits? What a time. I had a fucking pair of foams that I was hooping in at the time.
Dude, I wish I knew you. What?
Dude, I was like, I'm built different. They were like pink and shit, or like magenta. Crazy shit.
I wish I knew you in high school. I wish I knew you. I feel like we would have gone along. You would have made me laugh so much, and I would have learned so much from you.
We would have gotten along.
Yeah,
for sure.
because you remind me of like just one of my like I have a bunch of like female cousins, and I feel like you could just that's what I'm feeling
Those
right
are
now.
the best guys.
Yeah, it's just kind of like because they were the ones that taught me like Christian, don't wear that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I won't. What do you want? What should I wear? What will girls
You're
like
like, yeah,
me
you're
in?
so right. What were you thinking?
You're so right, and also tell me about your feelings. You
Yeah,
know,
no,
stuff like
fully.
that.
So you know your big three then. You know your astrology big three.
I'm a Cancer. I was born on June 30th at 6:27.
You don't know your moon or rising?
My moon is, I think, I'm
calling
I'm
these
also
girl
a
cousins.
Cancer. I'm also a Cancer in one of those. My
Okay.
rising is a Cancer. My moon.
I have a Cancer rising.
Okay, what do they say?
So basically, it's like your rising's like how if people were to read you when you first come in the room, that's how they would read you. It's like first impression kind of sign.
So people think that like you're a Cancer when you first come in.
Okay, that's what it's supposed to be, and that's not the case. People always guess Virgo because I'm very intense and perfectionist and like.
But deep down, you're a little softy, huh?
Yeah, and also I insist on feeding people. That's really because Cancers are also it's very much about food and like feeding
It's
people.
obvious with my upbringing.
You
Yeah.
come to my house for a session for any type of lab shoot, whatever, and I'm like, so who needs something to eat? Like,
Wow.
like constant.
Dude, if you were working with other vocalists, they'd be breathing heavy into the mic.
No,
when
for
they're
real.
about to sing.
They're like sweating fucking oil and shit. My dad literally, he's like, "Oh,
Oil.
you're having people come over?" I'm like, "Yeah." My dad at this point is the one who makes the Filipino food. My Lola's recipes. He got that shit down. He's like,
Wow.
like I'll literally come downstairs and I'm like, "Someone made adobo." He's like, "Yeah, I made some." I'm like, "How do you?" That's a good in-law.
Dude.
My dad's from the South, so he already knows how to fucking cook. So he just had to memorize shit.
Wow, that's dope as fuck. And then so people would just love coming over to your spot because
So yeah, and also my dad's a Cancer, and then my mom has a Cancer moon. So there's a lot of Cancer energy in the house. I like to say my dog's a Cancer as well because he's born in the. But I don't know if that fucking applies to dogs. But
know.
hey, you know we're gonna go with it just to piss off whoever is watching, and it's like, oh really, like fucking astrology. So what does it mean if I'm a fucking Mercury and fucking Gatorade? Shut up. Shut the fuck
hella
up.
mad.
You're fucking boring.
hella
You're
mad.
boring and you get no bitches.
Oh,
Can I show that? This fucking asshole keeps doing this goddamn joke. Can everyone?
so James keeps
Okay,
doing this
there.
joke
I think
whenever
that- I
you
think that's
end
working.
whenever you end a word in
dude.
ER, he'll say like let's what's something like water. I hardly even know her.
Also, is that Comic Sans? What the fuck is that font?
You're mad at the
Yeah,
font.
I'm mad at everything right now. I just thought of fucking someone watching me like this bitch. Fucking zodiac bullshit.
astrology? Like,
You get 0 bitches.
I mean, if you were to meet
As I use my handkerchief.
your handkerchief, which is just a tissue,
Yeah, it's a handkerchief.
get one that will last until next Sunday.
Yeah, you're
Tyler.
right. That I'm not gonna wash. Sorry.
Here, can I get that after you?
Yeah. Let me just.
Stuff that back in there. Are you the type of girl though, like where it's like depending on like a potential romantic counterpart's sign, like you're just like nah, it can't happen.
No.
Like you're down for whatever it is.
No, I have things like that, but it's not about astrology.
Okay.
Like I want to know because I'm interested to know, but it's more like for me it's like very specific shit. It's like how do they talk about their ex, assuming this is like they're talking about girl exes, right? Like this is like a fucking straight guy, because guys who are like, oh, that fucking bitch is crazy. Is she? You know,
Yeah.
It's like, this is weird. Because even if that were the case, they're like, bro, like that was a whole fucking roller coaster or whatever. Instead of being like, oh, like she's insane. She's like the worst human ever. It's like red flag.
Biased.
It's just it's a red flag, and red flags can be double checked, but it's
Yeah.
something that just kind of so it's like something like that.
But you'd prefer a guy that says like, you know what, Sally and I just didn't see eye to eye, and we have our differences.
Yeah, something that feels like even though we're not having this conversation directly, you do believe women should have rights. It's just a tone. It's a tone thing. I feel like I'm very critical of guys. That's the other thing. Shit on men in general in front of a guy that you're interested in. The way he responds, if he's like, honestly, dude, I feel you. He probably has women in his life and probably is not taking that shit personally because it probably doesn't apply to him.
Nah, dude, because I get it. Guys kind of suck.
I shit on guys and my dad's like,
guys can suck. People can suck, period. It's just
Yes.
like all across the board.
Yes.
Doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah. There's shitty women, shitty men.
Yeah.
All across the board. Just be a dope human is what it is.
yeah. And also men. Yeah. All of us have the potential to suck, but like, look at my face. That's how I feel. Just in general.
I can tell that you feel a lot, especially like through your writing, especially like one of my... Dude, shout out to fucking Not Too Bad for a Crybaby. It's so good. I can tell already by the way that you're reacting for me just saying.
That was that was my first lesson in like, don't let perfectionism fully stop you. That shit was supposed to be out like a year before it was actually out, but I was just like,
oh really?
Oh my God. If anyone
so
gets the
good.
chance to ask Thomas Jordan off the record what it's like to work with me, that man saw the most intense of intense for me. Like,
But look at what came of it. Like
no,
that.
it was fun.
I was so, once again, compliments incoming. I'm always excited for my guests, but I was especially excited today because, and especially finding out that you're a dope human, like I'm a legitimate fan, dude. I'm a
you.
legitimate. I predicted already on my Spotify Wrapped, you're up there. Because
I'm trying.
I've been slapping your shit nonstop for the past month and a half. Ever since we like booked our stuff, and I've like known I was already like slapping like True Love and
That song is so good.
so good. What you, Simon, and James do all together, it's a fucking masterpiece.
I'm so happy that I honestly like I just feel like our styles and like the shit that we like to create. I'm pointing at the wall. No, it's James. It meshes very well. I feel like a lot of our influences are the same. Like
there's a Venn diagram.
When I knew that it was going to be different working with him is like when I'd be like, oh, this is what I'm feeling right now. Because sometimes I'll just be like, hey, do you have any like throwaway beats that kind of sound like this or whatever? Some song that I was listening to or an album that is kind of getting the creative juices flowing or whatever. I'll send to him. I would like jumped around like 3 different genres at one point, and he was like, oh my God, this song's so good. Like, and he like knew exactly what I was talking about, like with all different genres. And I was like, okay, his brain kind of works like me too, in the sense that like, I'll go from like R&B to hip hop to like punk to like, oh my God, thank you, Beyonce, for bringing back Black Country. Thank you. Because I could not only function off of Hunter Hayes anymore. Is that his name? See, he knows. This is what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's how I knew. I was like, okay. And then True Love was like, it was like so close to what I imagined in my brain, what I wanted to make, but better. And like,
dude, and the bridge to that is so
him
fucking tasty.
That's him.
James, this shit is so, and it's so funny because like when I was peeping your page for a little bit, you're just like, does anyone sing bridges anymore? What the fuck happened?
Anybody do bridges anymore? What is this? That's what I'm
like,
saying when I'm on stage. I say I am
and
so
the
fucking
bridges that you
unserious.
sing are so good. Like Nerve is my favorite track off of that project.
Everyone's favorite.
I
What
listened
is
to that
that?
by the way, I listened to that at the gym when I found it. I was at the gym.
You're like fucking crying.
Dude, it ruined my workout. I ended my workout soon, and I was like, I could fucking cry right now.
That one was for the theater bitches.
Dude, who hurt you?
Okay, I didn't even write that about anyone in particular. I wrote that like a scene. So I was like, I'm gonna write a sad song like a scene, like actually how I would want it to be acted out. At the time in theater, when I was studying to get my degree, my best friends and I were having this conversation about like, when you are having to do like a sad scene or express sadness or like you're supposed to cry or whatever it is, how conventionally, ingenues are white, right? Like that's just the industry was kind of, that's how it is. And because of that, the way that you're supposed to express or act out heartbreak or those kinds of negative feelings are very like, conventionally like white culturally, right? So sometimes there might be something in which we've seen a lot of examples where, okay, this heartbreak happens, and let's just say we're talking about the woman in this situation, the white woman cries. But sometimes the woman of color, because of life experiences, saves those tears until there's a more private space. So in the moment, the secondary emotion comes out first, which is anger or frustration, even though it's the same heartbreak. So that was my inspo for Nerve, because I was like, if that were me, I wouldn't just burst into tears. I'd be like, I try to cuss somebody out first. Like, you got a lot of fucking nerve.
Well, I
whatever.
mean,
you know what I mean?
break down those lyrics, I mean, it's so beautiful because it goes, "You don't get to love me," is what it starts off with.
You get what you deserve in the end.
And
everybody
then
knows
it
this.
changes. It's "You ain't supposed to love me," and those two sentences, "You don't get to love me" and "You ain't supposed to love me," are so similar yet so much complications in the emotions behind that.
I love this guy. He fully
the
knows
fuck?
what was happening when I was writing.
Because, you know, someone showing up to your house, you got the nerve to, you know, to show up to my house like this. Oh God, it's
But
so
it's just
good.
like, you don't get this privilege anymore. What the fuck are you doing here? But then it kind of resolves in like, you're making this harder on me because you're not supposed to love me anymore. Like, I'm supposed to be mad and you're not supposed to love me.
And then you ain't supposed to
And
love
also,
me.
Easter egg for my theater bitches, the chords that I used, we just kind of inverted some of the chords from, in my opinion, one of the saddest songs of all time. Because I said, this needs to evoke sadness from lyrics to the music. Like, everything about the song needs to make someone cry. So I was like, let's invert some chords from arguably one of the saddest theater songs of all time, which is from a chorus line, "What I Did for Love," which the whole musical is about dancers in the theater industry and, you know, trying to get auditions and whatever. And that song is just a lot of them reminiscing on like, maybe my career or my life didn't turn out the way I thought it was, but like, I did all of this in this industry for the love of it, for the love of the craft. Yeah. Anyways, if you don't know the song, look that shit up. Very fucking sad.
Yeah.
And I was like, let's use some of these chords. And then the way the bridge came about for that, I was like, I don't want to write a bridge. Oftentimes, we're just all over theater right now. But oftentimes with theater, like with musical theater, which is like more my emphasis, it's like a lot of people who aren't fans of musical theater are like, it's just unrealistic. Yeah, no shit. Everyone's dancing in the middle of a fucking four-way intersection. Like, we know, yeah. But you're supposed to feel compelled to, like, song comes in when it feels like speaking cannot suffice anymore. So for me, it was like, I've already said a lot with the lyrics. I want the bridge to evoke even more sadness. How do I do that? I don't want to like overdo it with more words. So what I told Thomas Jordan was, I want a guitar solo because I want the guitar to take the place of like a human voice crying. Like, and he was like, so like, he was trying to get more specific ideas from me. And I was like, I want you to go crazy, but I just want you to have that inspo too, which is like, I want this to feel like someone's crying. And so now whoever plays with me, because sometimes people have to fill in for each other or whatever, I'm like, don't play it like it's on the record. Like, do whatever you want to do. This is the inspiration though. And it's just that little concept. And so not everyone feels that, but some people are like, oh, the bridge. And I'm like, oh, okay. At least you're feeling the emotion that I wanted to go into.
There's so much emotion throughout the entire song. And specifically, and I feel like what a bridge is, especially in that type of song, what a bridge's purpose is to create tension before the release that is coming back to the chorus, right?
Yeah. Which
is what you do because, oh man, like those chords, what he's doing with the guitar solo, it's creating so much tension before you like release. Yes. And until we go back into the chorus, which is just up until the end. And I like what you do at the very end where when you say any more for the last time, it's not typical. It's like ethereal.
Yeah.
It's in the background.
And it's the one time I made a different choice on not just with the effects or the filters, but I also made a different vocal choice with that one because I just wanted it to feel different than the other ones. And then kind of going back to the original, like how the song opens up, which is a little bit more acoustic.
Yeah.
The other cool thing about that song is because I wrote it like a scene, I wasn't necessarily pulling on a personal experience, but I experienced like my first actual real heartbreak after that song was made. So like that experience of like, okay, wait, for the first time, like, you know, because I'm one of the sad girls who be playing sad shit when I'm sad, like just to make myself sadder. It's really cancer shit, honestly. That's a cancer trait.
I mean, that's what I cried like 2 days ago.
Dude.
To probably playing that song anyway.
probably to
and
nerd
I'm in
at
a
the
very
gym.
happy relationship. I'm not hurt. No one's broken my heart.
But sometimes,
it's just
sometimes just the empathy is just a lot,
dude.
But that experience of being like, oh my god, my own song, my own voice is now like, I'm playing my own song that I wrote years ago, because I also like I wrote all that stuff like years before anything dropped. So it was like, it was just like a very surreal experience to like, let me put this sad song on. Like, let's see if now's the real test to see if it actually works. Like, can this meet the requirements of all the other sad songs on my sad playlist for my actual real life experience now? That was a really weird, surreal experience. But then I was like, okay, it's working. I'm getting fucking sad. Like, shit passed the test.
The chords, the 6/8 time signature, like I'm a sucker for 6/8.
So good.
Such a sucker for 6/8. Grew up on doo-wop, so I mean, like then that's why I feel
that'll do it.
Shout out to that song. Favorite, that's for sure popping up on my Spotify Wrapped. Another one that's gonna pop up right after that is Annie really shows off your lyricism, dude, and like your how to paint a scene in our minds as listeners, you know, like AF ones that double as church shoes type thing, you know, that shit's so good.
The high tops though, I had the high tops when I was younger.
High top,
and then my brother would be like, "Don't fucking strap them, like don't be a weenie."
You just have to like let it,
just let it fucking hang out. I'm like, the shit's getting in my way.
And then FUBU, you know, like I know it's graduation day, but can I wear my FUBU? You're painting this picture that anyone that has lived that type of, that understands at least that culture, like of that pop culture and like that fashion. You got that on lock. And on top of that, like at the end, it's like it's so much deeper. That song has so much. Obviously, you're referencing Annie from like, you know, tomorrow, all that stuff right from the line.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And the visuals that go, that music video.
Dude, you're fucking good at your job. This guy is fucking good at his job. Holy shit.
Thank you. Dude, I'm a fan. And like, it's
like, you literally know. There are so many things where like only like my very close best friends, I'm like, no one's ever going to catch this. Fuck. No. And you're like literally hitting all of them. Crazy.
So much, because it's talking about culture. It's talking about like a troublesome childhood. You just want to be a normal kid, man.
Yeah.
You were, I mean, in the video, you're watching yourself on your bed.
Yeah.
Your feet are up with some sneakers and whatnot. You are, you say like, you know, your laundry list is like, you want to be on 106.
That was real as fuck. Like,
that's so
like,
real.
Nothing really happening in my head except, I kind of want to do that. That shit seems cool. Like, you know, I want to be very normal, but also like that'd be cool to fucking be on. And also 106 was referring to KMEL and 106 in Park.
Oh, that's so good.
Shout out DJ D Sharp, because he got me on 106. So that always, like, the people who know that song pretty well or have been following me for a few years or have even come to a show before, that's something I throw in now. Like when I sing Annie, is I kind of break it down at the end. I'm just gonna spoil it because whatever, it's fucking fun. But I just like at the end I turn it into I finally got on 106 and people love that, and I'm like, this is so cool. I remember D Sharp, Golden State Warriors DJ. He also DJ'd my 17th birthday party, so that was fucking cool.
That's cool.
But he like hit me and was like, so that lyric, like, were you referring to KMEL or 106 in Park? And I was like, it was both. And he was like, okay, like, let's try to make that happen. And he told me to send it over to Big Von at 106. And then I remember when it premiered, and I was just like, yo, this is crazy. Because at the time that was my only recorded song out. People only knew me for like singing covers and shit. So I was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, and to do it like,
that's you,
pretty like organically, and also to do it in a song where I'm talking about the fact that I wanted to do it from childhood. It wasn't like one of my other ones like that got on the radio. It was like the song where I'm talking about I've wanted to do this since I was a little girl. So that was cool.
There's so much poeticism and like the full circle, and your story is just so cool. That song is absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
Like that
I
one,
never listened to that song.
I love it. That shit's a banger. You know, it's like a banger, but like a sad banger. But you know, like coming in with like,
That
there's like
is
violins. Just
Okay, the specific genre of sad songs, like sad lyrics, but the beat or the music doesn't really sound sad necessarily. That is like my favorite category of music. Like
it's
Oh
dope
my God.
because it complicates emotions, and you have to dig to actually feel what you think you're feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's you know, the lyrics are everything. Musicality, lyrics, the melody, it's incredible, you know, and it's just like never thought I'd die when the sun's out. Type shit is like, you know, when you live a normal kid's life, you're not thinking about that.
Yeah.
When you're living like a life without troubles, like a privileged life, you know?
Yeah.
Was childhood tough? Like what's the narrative behind all of this?
No, I mean,
writing?
for me, I had a pretty chill childhood. Like I was running on fucking vibes. Like out here in Vallejo, I have an older brother who's 6 years older, and so he had like when he was like around 10, 11, had like his little group of neighborhood kids. This is back in the day when people were letting kids fucking play outside and not concerned like they are now. But I was like the one little sibling in the group. So my parents were like, it's fine, like we trust you guys. So like we'd have our bikes and like summer, you need to be out of the house. Come back later. So we were just like my parents were great, my childhood was great, but there were a lot of adventures. But I wanted at certain parts of that song, this is where it gets confusing. Certain parts of that song, I'm writing more like in third person because I also wrote that earlier 2020. So I was also writing about a lot of the shit that was happening. And that's where that line of like, never thought I'd die with the sun out, because I really started to like sit with certain things of like some of those tragic stories from 2020 and like the heavy stuff where like, you know, like there's violence happening like in broad daylight. And it's like really young people like, off the top of my head, like Ahmaud Arbery, like that kind of thing, where it's like, I guess I never really sat with the concept of like, when you think about death, like even sometimes the way that people do like funeral invitations, they'll put like sunrise, person's birthday, sunset, and their death date, right? And it's like, it's just such the connotation is almost like everything is supposed to be wrapped in a bow, like, and like you would think the concept of death for me just was more a nighttime thing or like a traditional end to something. But the thought of being a young person, even a child in some cases,
when the sun's
still out, and like how, like what that means, like for everyone who survives it as well, does that affect the way that they see the sun, things in the daytime, things that conventionally for a lot of us, like I know for me with my seasonal depression, anemic ass, I'm like, ooh, sun's coming out, like that's what I'm living for. But it's like for some people, like maybe those are reminders of darker things, like the darker reminders come out when it's light. So like just things like that. So it's a combination of things. The day I wrote that, I came in like feeling very angry based on just like the news and like shit that was happening that summer. And now look at what you did. You writing that
during such a time that people can easily forget because it was 4 years ago. You've immortalized what in words, in writing, in music, those hardships that people will never forget.
I hope so.
The people the families of the people that were lost during such a hard time. You know, they come across your song, and like if they're able to catch that and you could explain it. It was a very like that whole session was very raw. Like the producer literally. So Thomas Jordan does this thing called 15 Minutes of Death. I've talked about this in damn near every interview, but he does this thing where he's like, I'm gonna put the timer on, and if I don't fuck with the beat, what I have at the end of 15 minutes, I'm gonna scrap it. I'm gonna start something else. So that's what he did. A 15 Minutes of Death for that Annie beat. Wow. And anyone who's labbed with me knows if I like, this is a sign that I really like it. I'm like, oh yeah, I keep playing it. And then I don't look up for like 20 minutes. And then I'm like, I got a song. Wow. So you have to know, or else you'll think that I hate it, but I'm really just like on my phone writing lyrics. It's your process. Yeah. So that's basically what happened. He's like, I'm gonna do 15 Minutes of Death. And then he started doing it. And then I was like, I'm gonna start writing. And we finished like 90% of the song probably in that one session. And it turned into beauty. I could never finish a song in one session, by the way. So that's really good. Like for some people are like, what does that mean? I do one song a session all the time. Not me. Not this perfectionist ass bitch. Oh my God. Dude. Well, I mean, it's led you to here and you're killing it. And this is just the beginning, dude. This is just the beginning. I mean, I'm confident in saying that like you're gonna blow up. You're not gonna need a day job. This is gonna be your craft, your passion will be what makes it. Because if not, then I'm gonna make you make it,
dude.
You know?
I'm hoping that, you know, part of the reason why I'm so intense with stuff is because, like I mentioned earlier, like I used to watch the interviews and the behind the scenes stuff from artists like Beyonce, who, back to astrology for whoever's out there and getting mad at this, she's a Virgo and it's very Virgo for her, but she is like super perfectionist. I know a lot of people saw it in the Homecoming documentary, but like I've been watching those videos since I was little because I was like, I don't want to just watch the product, I want to watch how they get there. And it's always that people are very intense. And on top of that, in the music industry, women kind of have to be extra intense and like to make sure our shit is done right. And so I just try to do my best to get anywhere in the same like atmosphere as a lot of the female artists who have come before me, who are known for quality, and behind that is a lot of intense work ethic. And so I'm hoping that the people that I'm supposed to work with and be around who can recognize that for what it is, like I'm hoping that we all will find each other in the end. Like I think it's already happening clearly. And I'm just like, I'm hoping that work ethic is the thing that gets rewarded in the end, because that's something I like really pride myself on. So aside from being technologically challenged, but we'll get to YouTube University to fix that problem.
That shit's learned. The thing that is harder to learn is the natural gift that you obviously have, and the work ethic, which is very difficult to learn. And
so I've heard.
You got these things on lock.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'm hoping you're right.
Yeah.
I'm hoping you're right.
I know that I'm right, and you're going to fucking blow up because you have a voice that is much better than a lot of people that I've seen with bigger numbers and that have played bigger stages than you. Because why you're so good.
Thank you, dude.
You're an incredible, everything that you do with James and Simon. I don't think We're in the Good Days is really good, especially the visual that you put out with that. Obviously it's home videos, who I'm assuming are loved ones.
Yes, that were the inspos for loved ones who have passed away, who were like the biggest inspiration for that song.
One of them being your uncle, right?
Yes,
right? Yeah.
Yes. Shout out to him.
Uncle Jesse?
Uncle Jesse, yeah, like Full House. Yeah.
Love that.
I think he would have fucked with that song, to be honest. He was like a big, like, he was all over the place. He liked rock and like a bunch of different kinds of music, but the album that really, I feel like, defined our relationship that he put me onto was Continuum by John Mayer. So also Stop This Train I covered the other day. That's also like, that's a lot of, he was not a music guy at all. Couldn't play shit, couldn't sing. In my opinion, couldn't fucking dance. But I think something about that album really spoke to him. And so like I find little things here and there where I'm like, I think he would have fucked with this song. Yeah. And it's cool. I feel like he, along with like my other loved ones who have passed away, the old lady in the beginning of the video, she's one of the elders in my family that we all called Mommy because she physically could not have any kids. But
dude,
the whole thing was like, she treated everyone like her own kid. So like that was her name, Mommy. But neither of those two ever got to see me perform my own music live. But it's cool because it's like, I feel like no matter what the venue is, it's one of the spaces where I feel that influence very heavily, which is why a lot of people are like, you look so comfortable on stage. Like I just be yapping on stage like I'm fucking doing stand-up, and I'm like, it just feels comfortable. And I think that's the power of music, not to be fucking cringy and shit, but like it makes people comfortable and it brings people together. And
that's exactly what it is. It's part of the performance, is the comfort, not only with the music, but you being able to yap in between songs and whatnot is just like, that's part of the intimacy.
Yeah.
That's part of people knowing who Tyler is outside of the vocalist that Tyler is. And obviously getting to talk with you, and obviously getting to kick it with you for like 2 hours now. Like this is dope. And you have the personality.
Yeah.
And you
Send me another invite.
Hell yeah.
That'd be cool.
Hell yeah. You down to do this again?
Yeah. I'll come with another jersey. That should be my thing now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Every single time.
I'll come with the FUBU jersey.
Oh dude, if you're I'll rock my FUBU from like 6th grade.
Oh shit.
And some puka shells.
Okay, it's planned now.
Oh, dude, we'll do it. Shout out to you. Shout out to your music. Shout out to your covers. My favorite cover that you do is one of my favorite songs. It's a Ray Charles song. You Don't Know Me.
You give your hand to me, then you say hello. I can hardly speak. My heart is beating so, and anyone can tell. You think you know me well, but you don't know me.
Oh, my favorite song that my Lolo sings.
It's so good.
So I
dude.
love that song.
Heart wrenching, man. That bridge is incredible.
The ultimate friend zone song.
Oh, dude, man.
Damn.
You don't. Oh, that was my childhood. So yeah. Thank you for when you sing that. I think about all of my crushes.
You're welcome. I'm here for the cancer placements. Clearly.
The way we end these episodes, I don't know if you've been warned before by James or by Simon.
Oh shit.
You know.
No.
You don't know.
And that's the unknowing.
It might be your cup of tea because you do theater. We do an improv scene.
Oh fuck yeah.
Yeah, because so it's called It Can't Be That Bad. The way this podcast started off used to be like I used to defend bad movies with a friend, and then it changed into like now it's just like I love talking to like creatives and artists. And
I mean, it's kind of like how I named Not Too Bad for a Crybaby. It's irony. You know, that's why I was like, it can't be that bad. I fuck with it already.
I love that. And also improv, since it's off the top of the dome.
Love improv.
Can't be that bad. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and
perfect. That's my background. That's my cup of tea. Is comedy improv. So let's get into it. So the scenes can be based off of anything and everything having to do with our conversations throughout today's episode, or
Okay.
nothing at all.
You're gonna make me come up with the scene?
No. Do you want to start it?
No.
Usually I start it, but
No, you start it. I
Okay,
can do
'cause
it,
no one ever-
but you have to start it.
all right. Without further ado, baddies, it can't be that bad. And then in post, they put
Great.
bloop, bloop. Fuck it, I'm just gonna call her. Ring, 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 ring,
What
ring,
the
ring,
fuck?
ring, 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 ring,
Oh my god.
ring, ring, ring.
Hello.
Hey, Tyler, it's Steve. I mean, you haven't been picking up my call for the past week. I've showed up to your door and you told me that I had the nerve to like show up, and I was just like, I don't know what to do with that. So I just thought I'd call you. I see that you're blowing up all over Instagram, and I just can't imagine a life without you. Can you talk to me?
So how do you know where I live?
I mean, the internet exists, Tyler. It's just like,
great,
and I just thought that it'd be so charming if I like threw into Google, like, and found out, it's just my devotion to how much I like you.
That is crazy. Well, I also Googled myself, and I didn't come up in like any like immediate searches, so it's a little creepy. But also I did Google search you. It turns out you like invented the iPhone or some shit.
Yeah, it's me, Steve Jobs.
Wow, well, maybe you can come to my house eventually, but like, well, wait, what year is this?
I mean, look at
I
your
like
phone.
forgot.
You tell me what year it is.
I think it's like it's 2000, sometime before you died. So
That's right, I'm alive.
That's really convenient.
Yeah.
That would make sense because you're outside of my house.
Yeah. What are you talking on right now?
Wow, that is a
iPhone.
flex.
I am always with you. See, I
Wow,
can make you laugh.
That's
we
a big
still have
flex,
some
and
chemistry.
also really fucking Catholic.
Yeah, I am. How did you know? Steve Jobs, the biggest Catholic out there.
I didn't, but I was just assuming because you seem to have a bit of a Filipino accent, so I forgot that you might be like low key part Filipino.
Yeah, I mean, do you want me to break down the lineage?
Yeah. How far back does the Jobs name go?
Well, first of all, Jobs is just for the Americans. It's a silent J,
right.
so it should be Hobbs.
Okay.
And it's not really Steven. There's an E in front of the Steven, so it's Steven.
Yeah. That's what I thought. That's why
Stephen
like
Hobbs.
that's why my phone was ringing and I was like, it said like maybe Steve. I was like, do I know a Steve? But that's why.
It's for like when I apply places, which is crazy. I shouldn't have to apply places with the position that I'm in.
Yeah, but like that's also like the ethical thing, right?
When I was
it's ethical
coming-
if it's fair. So yeah, you should have to apply places.
I mean, do you want me to tell you about my like half white, half Filipino experiences to see if we connect?
Yeah, but I also think that maybe now, I mean, in the interest of being fair and ethical, you need to apply to get into my house.
I have to apply?
Yeah, so like, well, we could just do it right now. Like, what? Like, why should I let you Filipinos alive?
You
Steve
Filipinos
Jobs, into my house? You Filipinos is crazy, Steve. Okay, I'm asking why I should let you into my house, Filipino Steve Jobs.
I see,
Hobbs.
Filipino Steve. Okay, yeah, you should let me in there because I'm not into gender norms. So like if I have to be, let's say, close your eyes right now. Close your eyes right now and picture 10 years in the future we have a...
How will you know if my eyes are closed?
I mean, I'm just going to believe in you because if we're going to have a relationship, I have to believe
Okay,
in
you're
you.
right.
So, close your eyes and just picture us having a little niño or niña. And just think about like if you wanted to go out and if you wanted to grind and be the bread maker, I could stay at home and you could come home to a freshly cooked dinner. I don't care about the gender norms. Or I hear you're into basketball.
I mean, allegedly. I mean, you had me at not into the gender norms, honestly.
So I could stop talking right now.
Well, I would say if you can stick with that and also give me a little stock.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh my gosh, lovely.
Here's
why didn't you ring the doorbell sooner?
I should have done this. You said I have the nerve to show up and that I don't get to love
it's
you.
Literally
I'm not supposed
just
to love
a song. All of us are playing pretend, okay? This is just the music industry. Like, like how real this call is? That's not how songs work. It's fake.
I'd have no social skills, obviously, because I only talk to people through my blue bubbles.
So this is the year where there are blue bubbles. Okay, got it. Let me... Yeah, that's right. That's totally what year it is.
Some people still have Blackberries, and I'm like, peasant? See, I still can make you laugh. Think about it.
So fuck Blackberries for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, let's definitely bond over that. So wait, are you still in front of my house? Or
I'm walking right now to
where
your
are
house.
you walking?
I'm on...
Wait, so you invented iPhones and you're walking?
Yeah, but my shoes have artificially intelligent wheels on them, so they know exactly where I'm gonna go.
Nope, those are Heelys.
And because I'm still a child at heart.
Okay, so you're okay.
Am I making it worse? I thought I was good.
That's fine. Sometimes I just forget things, so I get a little bit confused. So I just need to recap every now and then, if that's okay. So it's just you're a boy, Stephen Hobbs.
Yes, I mean I would like to be. I'm preferred to be a man. Yes.
So you're okay. Okay, so a man, Stephen Hobbs, in 2000 something.
2008. It's weird that
2008.
you're just not going to say the number. 2008.
I didn't know that Obama just got elected. That's crazy.
Yes, that is crazy.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. And then you are walking.
I'm walking
to my house
on Heelys.
on Heelys.
Yeah.
And you're gonna give me stock in Apple.
Here's one whole Bitcoin too.
Great.
Is that your heart stopping?
That, yeah, just a flutter in my heart. It's butterflies is what it is, actually.
Gotcha.
I'm so lucky to get big. That is going to age really well.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
Yeah, that's going to age so well. I'm going to be rich.
Yes.
And also the community that's going to be rich along with me in this Bitcoin community is going to love when girls talk about astrology. So I'm very excited for that.
You know what? I'll put an astrology app on your phone from where I am right now.
Okay. Bling. Holy shit.
What sign are you?
Well, I don't know because it's 2008 and I don't know that much about astrology yet.
Oh.
Let me check.
Okay.
This is a weird name for an app. The Pattern?
Yeah, the pattern.
Wow.
Exactly.
I wonder if this is going to be around.
Here, let's say your sign at the same time. 1, 2, 3.
Nope.
I was trying to have like a finish your sentence moment.
That's the wrong sentence. It's not something that starts with a V. Nope.
Libra.
It's wait, what is it? It's 1, 2, 3.
Libra.
Wow, match made in heaven. Wow.
Okay.
And this is all due to the iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never met my soulmate, Filipino Stephen Hobbs,
Thank you.
without this phone.
I'll pick you up on Tuesday.
So you're gonna leave my house.
Yeah, I'm tired. These
Okay,
these
okay.
Heelys are worn out.
Yeah. Let's just rain check, and then you can Healy
Rain
home,
check, yeah.
and then you can call me on this iPhone.
Okay.
And then I'll get my Heelys, and then we can meet in the middle on Heelys.
Sounds good.
Great.
I love you. Scene. Oh shit! Wait,
Came
that's
to my house and said, "I'm walking to your house right now on Heelys,
dude.
but also
crazy.
I'm leaving."
Don't act like that's crazy. You called me Steve Jobs.
I had Heelys.
That was great.
Oh, I was
you
like,
approved that improv scene?
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, you're not allowed to be right here next to me when I'm not supposed to break anymore. Because I was really keeping it together. I think almost about to break every now and then. The Bitcoin shit really, I was like, fuck, we threw in fucking Bitcoin.
I'll break character. I don't care. I just want to say funny things. That's all it is.
But I have a degree. I have to show my mom that it's worth something.
Yeah. I mean, if we were doing a real improv scene on stage, then I would like not break.
Oh, I
character.
believe it.
Yeah.
You seem like you know what you're doing.
I just have no filter. After you do this for as long as you do,
Twinsies.
you have to get rid of that Catholic guilt filter, don't you?
Pinch myself.
Yeah, every time. Thanks for doing that. Thanks for coming through. This was a really good time. You're dope as fuck.
Thanks,
You're
dude.
really cool.
You're really fucking good.
Thank you.
You're really good at this.
I appreciate that.
Imagine me complimenting a fucking man with a podcast. That's how you know. That's how you know this guy is the real fucking deal, okay?
Dude, man with podcast is not the thing to be in 2024.
No, but there's a void. Like, we
Yeah.
need good guys with podcasts because there are probably 2 total.
Dude, there's some people that just buy
Including you.
microphones. I appreciate that. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
I really mean it.
Yeah, some people just buy microphones. They're just like, let's start a podcast tomorrow because everything I say is spoken word, and I
The only girls that deserve fucking human rights are fucking moms. Am I right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
and I
shut
don't
up,
even like
Mom.
my mom like that, dude. Yeah.
Little white boy middle finger.
Dude, yeah, white boy middle
Girls.
fingers. Yeah, I
That's my brand. So
that's the thumbnail I'm gonna use. Is you just flipping off and I'll blur it. Yeah, I appreciate you. You're funny as hell, and you have good vibes, and you're so talented. And I'm
you,
honored that
dude.
you're here.
I can't wait to be back with my FUBU jersey.
You're gonna be back with the FUBU jersey. Before we get out of here, look into the barrel of your camera. Just plug everything. Plug
Where am I
all your
looking?
shit into your single camera right here.
Okay.
Just tell everyone where they can find you, what they can listen to.
Until I can find the fucking person who took the handle that I really want on Instagram and Twitter, it's at Tyler Lauren. In Lauren, there's 3 A's. Okay, ready? TYLERLAAAUREN. That's Instagram and Twitter. On TikTok, it's the Tyler Lauren. No extra letters or anything. YouTube, it's like fucking, they just came out with new fucking handles and shit. So I think it's like youtube.com/official Tyler Lauren. It's some shit like that. You can find me by YouTube searching, not me being a fob, YouTubing. Just searching any of my songs with my name. But Google's gonna be really hard to find me if you just type in Tyler Lauren, because shout out my mom. She wanted me to look like a white boy on resumes so I'd get more jobs. Joke's on her. I went into the creative business. So YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. Oh yeah, Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you stream your music. I'm all over there too.
And I highly recommend, if you listen to this podcast, highly recommend that you hop on over and stream all of her music, or Is it available for purchase anywhere?
I'm working on that.
Please, because
And I'm working on a merch restock because a lot of you are really getting on my ass.
Oh, you do have dope merch. So like, and I was
you.
just like, oh, it's not.
Shout out
available.
Gabe Brandt who did my cover and helped me with the merch. He's fucking fire. He also does
YouTube.
art for Ian Santillano. So he's fucking fire. Check him out. But yeah, new music and shit dropping soon.
Yeah. And if it's available for purchase, I'll buy it with 1 Bitcoin. So.
And should I do an exclusive announcement right now?
Yeah, do
It's
it.
for you. That's why.
Wow.
I'm gonna drop a live version of Nerve this month. With no auto tune and
I'm
no
so excited.
fucking in ears because I'm fucking built like that.
Dude, you got a clip of you singing Nerve live. I think it's brick and mortar, and it's so good. It's, I mean,
But
it's
see,
just
that's
like
with in-ears.
small little. Oh, gotcha.
I had nothing, and it wouldn't have been good that the day that we recorded it if I had known it was being recorded. The one I'm dropping, we did not know until afterwards, and the engineer was like, "Yo, I recorded you guys because it sounded good,"
dope.
and I was like,
Dope.
"What the fuck?" So yeah, and then I'm gonna try to work on a way to purchase that so that everyone in my band can like split everything evenly with me.
Hell yeah! Very excited for that. So happy that you came through. Baddies, thank you for coming through. You guys know where to find me. You guys know where to find the podcast because you're already here. Tyler, one last thing. Looking into the barrel of the camera again. Leave the listeners, leave the audience with a phrase, a saying, just something that they could go about their day with that reminds them that it can't be that bad.
This is my fucking mantra for everything I do. Sports, music, life, whatever. Leave shit better than you found it. Also talking to you people who fucking litter. That also applies. However you found it, leave it better than what it was when you found it. Because then it can't be that bad. Nothing can be that bad if you do that.
Love it. Good shit. Appreciate you. Till next time. Peace, baddies. Bye.